Greetings, Grandmaster Amon right here. Let us wait for people to come into the chat room. I'm going to wait until the topic. I've been a bit under the weather, and I was in Nairobi, and that got up to the last minute. I was trying to decide if I should take that trip or not. But it was the first time I had promised my daughter I would take her. Since she was born, she'd been seeing me go to Nairobi. She never knew what Nairobi was, and she was very excited about going. So I tried to brave that sickness and give her that experience rather than disappoint her. So, but I was on medication, antibiotics as they call them from the chemist here. My good chemist friend Mungie. I just walk up, tell him what I got, and he prescribes the medicine for it. And that was the case that went on there. Young 10 again, what you must got me on your radar, man, because you're always the first one. Caribbean. So I wanted to wait for a few people to get on to the chat line because a lot of times, a lot of times people are coming in most of the time like 10 minutes into the show and they have to review the show again. Whitfield, good afternoon, good evening. I'm here in Nairobi. It's evening. Good morning to you. Can you tell me what time it is there so I can know what I'm dealing with? Um, Today's show is about how to live off a low spending budget in modern Africa. So I want to discuss some of the secrets that I've developed, some of the plans I've used to make it in and survive here in modern Africa on a low budget. So of course it means that I can't live like the rich and famous, but even the rich and famous uh, don't have a lot of stress and a lot of worries, and sometimes they don't answer calls because they don't have the necessary funds. How are you? Peace. I'm finding out how to dusty it up. I'm taking notes. Okay. A lot of times when we come here to, you think about coming to modern Africa, many of you want to like hoard a lot of money together so that when you come, you will not run short of funds. 6:30 in the morning. No wonder. Oh, what time is that clock say? I thought it was 5. Is it 5? Yeah, it's 5 here. It's 5:30 here. Okay. It must be daylight savings time or something, huh? But a lot of times we come with more money than we need. And believe it or not, that gives you a false kind of security on when you want to manage your life in Africa. As I said before, too many times guys come here, they get the exchange rate money, and they see it's a lot of money, and they just want to spin, and do things that they could never do in the U.S. Now, if they're in their 30s, or you're in your 30s and your 40s, that's going to probably include women some kind of way, some kind of how. I've never seen any guy Black American come here 30 years or around 30 or 40 years that don't get attached to a woman, Kenyan woman somehow. And it's not like you really have to go out and look for them. It's nature, and nature is natural, and in Africa, it's going to come for you. So I'm trying to see, I can't see this chat line. Okay, let me see if I can do that. I mean, Boy Slidell is in Ghana. He said he really is beautiful. I'm still going to Kenya. Yeah, but he's going to see the light. He talked about Kenya when he was in Ghana. People are telling him, we already know what's up. I sent a letter to Boy Slidell this morning. I mean, Dr. Anderson, Claude Anderson this morning, telling him, hey, now he's been called by Voice like they'll call him talking about do a show on something, the Turkey Day or something, and he was like, I'm like, why you sitting here talking about Turkey Day? Voice like Dale is experiencing Africa. He should be around with him. Wade, you're in New York. Okay, how is the weather? Today is a beautiful sunny day here in Mombasa. If you hear those people yelling in the background, that's taekwondo and basketball on the field on the other side. I could have waited another hour, they would be gone. But I just wanted to come on and come up with this quick topic. I know I've been gone for a while, but like I said, I went to Nairobi and the trip was not that nice. Once again, my phone broke. Yes, the Nokia phone broke. I don't want to tell a story now, but damn, that was just too many. That was like the sign that I need to get a new phone, and I'll discuss more in the phone issue as we go along. Okay, but the first thing here about coming to modern Africa with a lot of money, you automatically find yourself living in a upper income area, and to be sure, the Kenyans that go around you will not allow you to go. They will tell you, "Oh, don't go to Brooklyn. That's like it's unsafe." I mean, here in Kenya, and they're telling you, "Don't go to Kibera. This place is unsafe. Don't go there. You could be robbed." And they start putting those kind of fears in you, and they say, "Stay where the nice areas are." And you just don't know the decisions that you make once you hear really can be mind-bogglingly expensive in the long run. So don't be. There's no unsafe place. The lowest income area, basically in the Nairobi area, is Kibera. I have lived there. I mean, I haven't lived there, but I have slept there. I have had businesses there, and it's just as peaceful as if you go to Westlands. You see, the people are just less money, and you're gonna get your occasional weirdo, crazy person, and you get more of them in Kibera, yes, but no place is unsafe. That you can live almost any place, you see. But if you have money and you go and you see, I can afford Westlands, but yes, how long can you afford Westlands? You might be able to afford to live in the Westlands area, the high income areas, for a year or 2 years. Whereas if you were in an area like Fort Jesus, which is right next to Kibera, or Kongwari or someplace like that, you could probably live in Kenya for like 7-8 years with the same amount of income, yes, like that. So I would like to think that you guys would come to Africa and not try to be so impressive. I know it's a beautiful place, but if you can't secure your income at a certain level, then you really need to do that first. And once you secure your income, see how much income you can get on the basic level and how much that would constitute each month, and then subtract about how much you could pay for rent. Then you look for that type of income area. You should push it back as far as you can go, like for 5 years. Mr. Private Brain, how are you? Good morning. It's snowing in Canada. I don't know what snow is. What is that? I have not experienced snow in so long. I couldn't even know what it looked like if it bit me in the face. But you see, that's a white man. He got you in them. He got you in them. He got you up. He got you in the north, thinking you in a great country. And that country's weather is tremendously. is horrible. You don't think that the Spanish already had tried to settle? They all had it before the British came and the Pilgrims and all the into America. The Spanish had already checked all of that out. So they got off the boat somewhere around New York and they started walking around, and all of a sudden that cold water hit them. They was like, oh, not here. They got back on the boat and they started going south. And when they found the land that was suitable for them, that's where they stayed. And if it was the Spanish moved in there, if you was British and the British ship came to where the Spanish already had conquered the land, they'd kill you. So the British had no choice but to go north. So they found that they could get off the boat, and only a few natives were around, and it was like, damn, this is wilderness. We can live here. But then, damn, winter hit, and that shit was a killer. They was dying. The natives had to teach them how to grow food before the winter came. So yeah, that weather was horrible. I did a show on the weather, and I really got to think you guys should think about that when you're out there. It cuts down productivity. It cuts off. It reduces your lifespan. So many people can get bad respiratory diseases. It get the years taken off their life because it's so goddamn cold. And if you happen to buy a house somewhere in the Midwestern area, tornado season come wipe you out. You see it on the news all the time. I think Natural Born moved to Ghana and spent Natural Born. That guy spent too much money. That's exactly my point. First of all, Ghana is way too expensive. It's far more expensive to live in Ghana than it is in Kenya. And Kenya has got 5 times the economic opportunities that Ghana has. So you just tell me. Somebody said they're gonna shoot me in the head because I compared Ghana with Kenya. They're gonna shoot me in the head because I compared Ghana with Kenya. You see, when you tell the truth, people can't take it. You're gonna have all them Black Americans running around there, and you're gonna have all them Ghanaians running around behind them, trying to get into their wallet the best way they can. And when they can't get any more money out of you, that Ghanaians going back to agribusiness. Simple like that. I'm wondering about the money, about using my skills in Africa. I want to teach if possible. I'm into the mental health field, and how can my skills support my people there? Okay, I'm here in the computer lab. Right next door is a special unit classroom, and they've got about 15 special unit kids in that room. And every once in a while they get loose and they run into the lab. Yeah. They run around here playing, and then somebody will come and pick them out. But definitely, Kenya is caring about its mentally challenged children. They call them mentally challenged now, and they do spend budget money, and the government spends budget money to take care of these special need kids. So your skills as far as dealing with them and working with them, I'm sure you can find something here, if not an NGO. Salute Kweku, Israel. Thank you. Thanks for the info. Ghana is expensive. You see, people, this is why I get a lot of pressure, because I'm the one that's going to tell you the truth. And other people are gonna hate me. Not gonna talk. I'm sure I won't get many calls from my where, whatever his name is, simply because I'm telling the truth. And it's not like I just decided I'm gonna feel like I want to talk about Ghana. No, I've told you I did 5 years of research. I did research on Ghana 5 years ago. No, it's even more than now. 15 years ago, I did. No, that's 5 years of research on something else. But I did a full research, and I had even got one person to come from Ghana to come to Kenya and stay in Kenya, and I showed him around, and he concluded that Ghana was small. Accra is the largest city. It's half the size of Mombasa. So I'm like, what? How can you have economic opportunities with something like that on a country that's too small? Maybe if you was retiring, you could be staying there. And when you see most of these people in Ghana, talking about they live there now. It's old Black American women that's on retirement. And what they're not showing you is they got a little young Ghanaian guy that's sugar that they keep it in the corner with them. So they can feel young again. Oh yes, Ghanaians are not stupid people. And they get them young boys spot these old Black American ladies there, and then you need a husband, and then you ain't damn Black American woman ain't seen nothing like that in her life. And the young boy keep calling her on the phone every night. Can I come over? Can I come? And she in the middle of the wilderness, nothing to do. He comes over there, cooks for her, gives her a body massage. She ain't leaving Ghana. Oh hell no. That's the reality of the situation, not the fact that they're black. So these Black American women, we're back in Africa. We're here to stay. This is our home. Hell no. That reality of the situation is that, them young boys is keeping them older black women happy in Ghana. And they here in Kenya too. I ain't gonna lie to you, they here in Kenya too. You can find them. But don't get it twisted. For you guys that are 30, 40-year-old men, you're making a mistake. You're going to come here and your money going to run out, and then you're going to wonder, what can I do? What kind of job can I do? And then that's when you're going to come to realize it ain't much happening because the country don't do business outside of the borders, and it's landlocked or surrounded by Franco countries. So before you realize that, you should come where you get more opportunities to make money. I was in Nairobi. I just saw all kind of ways to make money, but I'm old now, and I'm like, man, if I was younger, I'd go for that. I just came. I'm going to share this with you. I just came. I was in Nairobi, and I was sick. But I always look at. I'm an entrepreneurial type, and I came up with an idea. And some of my guys on the martial art port are going to be here. We have a sport karate league, and this is the player card for the player. So two players fight in the ring. You got the cards right here. You put down the name, and you have the name, and then whoever won and whoever lost. And so it'd be like one who's on this side to say the loser, this side to say the winner. And then at the end of the day, you tally up all of these cards, and you get your ratings. That take like a day or 3 days. Sometimes I don't get to it for a week, And I came to the realization while I was in Nairobi, I was like, I can do electronic scoring system. So instead of using the cards, we would use this. So this would be on the table, and then it come a picture of the player who come here and here, and they're fighting. And then you just type it in, and then the data will go into a database in real time, and then the parents the people that's in the room, spectators and other players can look on their phones, because everybody has cell phones now, and see what's going on, who's winning, what the scores are in real time. Now I know many of you not understand what I'm saying, but it's because it's just an idea. But if you people know me, you know me. I'm gonna spend a couple of 5 days before the end of this year doing the algorithm for that. And if I can get it right, where I can get it in my mind and know I can do the coding, that's gonna be worth money. That's gonna be a 20, because everybody's gonna want to try that. It's something that's never been done before, and every concept people don't know. But that's been me since I've come to Kenya. And you people are listening right now, you're hearing me for the first time. This is another great idea somebody can do. If you're a coder and you're doing PHP and HTML, something basic like that, you can create a database and pull this off. But I'm gonna do it first, because I already have the martial art league, the players, the locations, the promoters, everything already in place. I already have all of their people in place. Like I don't know, maybe like 40 different people, judges, referees, timekeepers, all these guys I have. And I can't now, it's not gonna be a surprise now unless somebody, I know it's gonna be spread all over the place now, but watch. It's gonna be revolutionary. Now you heard it from me first right here on this show. Let me see what the thingy. We're wondering about using my skills. Okay. Salute them. Okay. It's still cheap compared to the U.S., but don't be fooled. Yeah. Good morning, all my family and friends. Thumbs up video. Thank you. Like and subscribe. I always forget to say that. And then I'm gonna find my paper somewhere in here. I didn't even pull it out yet, and beg for money in a few minutes. I think no one else is talking about the different options and realities on the ground. That's why I'm trying to tell you, Kwaku. Thank you for that. You're inspiring me. Now you guys got to support the channel so we can keep on doing this. So the Ghanaian panty slayers keeps the Black American women happy. Yes. Let's talk reality today. I've been off for a while. Let me get back on you. Hell yeah. I know Black American women here in their 70s in Kenya got men that's 20 years younger than them. Don't tell me that don't take place. I have Black Americans. They go. These ladies go. You can go to the beach and they're walking on the beach in the morning time and shoot. They catch them young guys like flies, man. And that guy can stay on your neck. Darling, you're so beautiful. I can't deal with young women. They don't have smarts. Oh, I just need an older woman I can love and sleep next to every night, cook for. While they're walking with this old lady on the beach, and damn, by the time she get down like a mile down the beach, she done been sold. Okay, this is my phone number. Call me, we talk. Now you don't see that at night, what goes on, and damn. Are you a soccer referee, brother? I don't do soccer. Football is a big thing in Kenya, but I'm like I said, I'm in the martial arts and sport karate like that. So I don't know. The other day I was doing a show, and next door they was doing football, and you just can't do both at the same time. When these people get into their football, they really go crazy. So this show is about how do you live on a lower budget. Now I live on a low budget. Many of you know I'm not a rich guy, and I have been rich in Kenya, and I have been very poor in Kenya. Not like I'm eating off the ground or anything like that, but I've at the lowest basic standards, not the lowest, but low, very low. And relationships have been there and strained. Some relationships, even though I still don't want to admit it, when they don't have money, they disappear, and it's like no, you don't want. They love me, But that's another thing. When you come here, the brothers, I'm talking to the brothers now. When you come to Kenya, you really, I'm talking to your brain right now. And you can hear me with this brain, but your dick is like, when it gets here, it's going to be doing all the talking. Huh? So you won't even hear me because I'll be standing right next to you. Hey man, don't go after that girl. Let's go for it. Let's go talk to this guy about a business deal. He said, you go. I'm gonna catch up. I'm like, I'm go. I already got business. You the one that. And then he go off with that chick, and that's it. 3 days later, he's back talking to Amin. What'd you say about that guy? Is he still available? Because I need money. It's like I can imagine you need money. And that happens time and time again. So one of the things I'm saying is, if you're going to be on a lower budget, the lower you go, the safer you are away from women that will eventually take like half your income. And these women can take half. They can't take half your income. You're going to give them half your income. This without a doubt. You're going to give them. Let's be real. No, wait a minute. I gotta use the old one. Okay. Let's be real. You're gonna have to be very careful. Now, some of you are saying, I got my woman in the U.S. I'm a one-man woman. She trusts me. I love her. I'm 60, but don't do that. Don't talk like that. Okay. because it's just gonna make you try to hide it more than you would need to, and get yourself even in more trouble. Uh, to have a low income budget, let me tell you what you need to do. Good morning, all my family and friends, and Chelsea Chambly. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Jim Women. Yeah. Peace. Okay. Do the Kenyan women chase after American men? Uh, Kenyan women are very sophisticated. You have to remember, like some place like Mombasa is older than the United States. So the trade between shippers and people who are coming to the coast here in Mombasa has been going on for centuries. 500 years ago, ships was coming and they was coming to Mombasa. There was some good-looking women here back 800 years ago, because them ships was stopping here. You understand what I'm saying? And they wasn't stopping here because they want some coconuts. You know? So the native women around here must have been hot. And they don't really need to chase after you. They're very sophisticated. And they don't want to hound you. If you tell them, no, I'm not interested, they ain't going to beg you. The women. I'm not talking about the boys, the women. They're not gonna chase after you. And then if you get a reputation when you're walking down the beach, the girls see you, and the other girls are gonna tell that girl, "Don't go here. He don't have no money." You see? So then you'll be lonely walking on the beach, hoping that some fine chick will come and talk to you. They already got you numbered. You know, you can't die. You'll be walking back and forth to the beach, getting the suntan for nothing, and nobody will approach you, and you'll be seeing these beautiful women going to other people, and you'll be like, why they want to talk to me? Because you've been targeted. You see, because Black Americans don't have money, they get into a bar with a nice beautiful chick, then they want to bargain. We want to bargain, and then there you go. You see, with a white man, he just open up his wallet and say, take what you need. I got a lot of money because I'm the father of the exchange rate. You know what I'm saying? So they love making these girls fight and flip over them, you know. But overall, Black Americans, we don't have money, and they know that all around the world. It's not like it's just in Kenya. What is the lower budget and a safe place to live and work? So any place is safe. That's why I want to tell you. I have lived in the lower income places, and I have seen no crime whatsoever. You know, people go close their houses up around 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, and then that's it. All the shops are closed at 10 p.m. in the areas where, like the Bronx type of area, let's say. I don't know. I've never been to the Bronx, but like in Watts. I don't know. You guys never been to Watts, but in South Central, come like 9, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, everything is basically closed. And so, who's outside? There's no. I lived in South Central, 109th and Broadway, and I'm telling you, people, this thing is a misnomer. Even in the United States, it's bullshit. My window was facing the street, and I used to go to the window all the time and say, where are all these Crips and blood gangs walking down, like groups of men walking? And nothing, never. And I lived there for like 5 years. And I'm like, this is the most peaceful place, you know? So, yeah, they can miss me with that story. You just have to know that your budget is where, and that's where you move to. Take a couple of months there, you get settled in, and you don't have to stress yourself about a rent bill that's too high. And you can use that money on other things. And if you're in a lower income area, the type of women that you will get will be more towards getting hold of you and being your partner, as opposed to, honey, go buy me a new car. You see? They won't have that expectation. So it's where you depend, or you won't get that pressure from these beautiful women telling you, let's go to Westlands and party, as opposed to let's stay over here at Adams Arcade and let's go hang out at the club at the mall. No, they won't go for that. Then you be like, you want to please them, and then there you go. You ride in the back of the Nissan, thinking about your wallet, you trying to figure out how much is in there without having to pull it out and count it in front of people. You go into the bar and they give you 2 drinks, and you looking at that beer costs 150 shillings in one area, and that same drink will cost you 400 shillings in another place. The same exact beer because of the way area that you went into. And it's the same beer. Same food. Yeah, you pay 200 shillings for a nice plate of food. Then you go into another expensive area of Nairobi and you be walking, oh, there's some white people. Wow. Then you see them white people, you know that menu is going to be like in the six figures. So just stop right there. There's a time when I took my woman and we went there, I'm like, oh, no, this is too expensive. Let's go further down. And then I found some place that was nice for me. You know what I mean? Because I was telling her, no, I'm not paying 3,000 baht for some pancakes. It's not possible. So that's $30. Okay, tell me what you mean, Manny. What does it mean? And Zinga, how are you, man? This is it is definitely propaganda. Yeah. George Wyatt, okay, how are you? I am simply an investor. How far would 3K a month go? You're too much money. Take 2,000 of that and set it somewhere for investment and live off the 1,000. That's my point to you. If you can get 3,000 a month and you put 2,000 aside, live off and get yourself in a position where you can live off 1,000 shillings, then ain't nothing America can do. They can't reach you. After a year, you're untouchable. Shoot, you got 24,000 shillings in the savings, and you settled in a particular area, and you got a good woman that just want to be around you. You can travel, you can do all kind of things, and you won't have to worry about money. And you can help other African Americans who need assistance. And you'll want to, and because you'll be in Africa, you will feel like you want to do that. So 1,000, that's more than enough, depending on the area. If you like it, if you go to some expensive area, 3,000 is not even enough. They got something for your ass, no matter how much money you got. You see, the white man is no longer coming here because now Europe don't have money. So these major hotels, they can't cater to them white people anymore. But they had something for everybody. You come in here like you're going to fly on a helicopter and land. Oh, they be at the helicopter pad. Yes, sir. How are you? Come out right this way. Walk down this red carpet. That's going to cost you 100,000. Here's the suite right here. That's another 200,000 a night. And we got like 5 servants for you to beck and call, or you in trouble. And you just looking at that big money you got right now, and you like Mike Tyson. Yes, do it. Give it to me. Give me everything you got. Let's party. Let's make it rain. And that is the situation that you find yourself in. So if you like what we're talking about, if you like what I'm talking, and you want to support the channel, the paper's a little dirty now. This is how you do it. Worldremit.com. I was in Nairobi this weekend. I was sick and my phone broke again, and that told me I have to get a new phone. And I was suggested to me that I should ask for some help Amon Ra get a new phone fund. So send in your little donations and support me so I can get a new phone, because it's time. Unfortunately, this thing happened right around the holiday, and let's get this going. Because with a new phone, my phone just can't do the things it was supposed to do. It can't charge. I can't do videos walking down the road. I can't do, because the phone's too old. You see? And I was talking to Doreen Tate, our top supporter here, and he was saying I should say that and let guys see if they can support. I think is 100,000 in Kenya. 100,000 shillings is 100,000 shillings in Kenya, and it can be nothing. It could be little money, and it could be a lot of money. Like if you came in and you was living near where I'm at, then you'd be like, that's a year's salary. And yeah, that'd be damn. I see a lot of things that happen with that money. So, but you can just go like 20 minutes away from here. That same 100,000 that lasts you like a month or two. That's the beauty of Kenya, but that's some of the realities of Kenya. They got ways where the lifestyle you want to live in Kenya, happiness is on the way. but it's cheaper than Ghana. Now Ghana, they got you coming. You Black American, they got you coming. Your return, you're gonna be doing a lot of returning if you go there. And that's sad because they're like, okay, let's say like nightclubs. Okay, I would say like Kenya would have like 90 nightclubs, and Ghana would have like 15. That's this difference in the size. If you can understand what I'm saying, Ghana would have like 3 major banks, and Kenya would have like 15 major banks. You see, the variety is so much more here. The competition also drives prices down when you get into understanding this, the comparison. So they got rid of all of that low income housing stuff in Ghana. They said if they put that out there, you blacks would fall into that and nobody would make money. So the Ghanaians, they have seen it and they have made, you got a basic level and then you got a bush hut, or this level. That's the same that situation in the United States that caused homelessness. You don't have like very low income housing, so people can't afford to get up. They can't pay that $900 a month rent. The next option is the tent on the boardwalk. So many of you know what I'm talking about. You maxed out your credit cards, and all 5 of them, and paycheck to paycheck, and you got to pay off of one credit card, but take 48 hours before the card give you registers that you paid down on your card before you can use it again. All them little tricks, I know. Some of you got some dead relatives over there. You got the driver's license, correct identity. Yeah. And it's not supposed to be like that. Some of you, I know you're laughing, but I'm saying some of you know what I'm talking about. It's not supposed, that's tragic. It's not supposed to be like that, but I understand we black people are survivors. That's what we do. But you in a country, why the hell you gotta survive like that? Come into modern Africa, less adverts on TV, less adverts on the road, less advertisement and marketing to take your mind and pull it out to buy. When you come to modern Africa, get your head right. There's some realities. Your whole life is not supposed to be building on paying bills. It's supposed to be raising a good family, having to support people around you, sitting back with friends and laughing and creating memories, lifelong memories. There was a picture I was going to put up here that was a picture of 2 of my people. I've been knowing them both for over 20 years now. You know? Wow. Dark Spear, thank you. You're in the house, thank you. I think Mombasa is the place for, I live on the beachfront all my life on Jersey shores. Yeah, Mombasa is, I don't know if you're saying you live in Jersey or you live in Mombasa, but I was with somebody a couple of days ago. What was that? That was like last week. And I was pointing out that's where I want to live. I was with my wife and we was going to town and I was like, that's where I want to live. And it was like a 30-story building, apartment building right off the shore. And the view from there is just spectacular. I haven't gone up there and looked at it directly, but I know what it's going to be like. Do you pay workers hourly or monthly? You pay workers as you go. That's a good question. You pay workers as you go. Like now, the trees had grew over my electrical lines. My landlord is crap, so she's not gonna pay for it. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pay the guy. So we bargained with the guy. That's the African way. You bargain. And I said, okay, 300 shillings. That guy scurried up that tree, chopped on that thing for about 30 minutes, and got them trees down, and happily took 300 ball, 30 shillings. 30 cents to chop all the trees off of the line and down and trim them down. It's been raining a lot in Mombasa the last few months ago, and the trees grow like wildflowers. So yeah, and that's beautiful. You know what I mean? Like our house girl has gone, unfortunately, and so all these clothes are piling up. They have to be washed. So I give my wife 200 shillings. She puts 300. She called a lady. Boom! I come home from town and I see my clothes all on the line, already been washed. So it's like that. You see, and because I live in the lower side, now I can hire somebody if I was on the rich people's side, and I would hire the girl, and the girl that would come and say, okay, I'm gonna work for you monthly. And then you ask her how much you want to charge me, and you sitting there in Westlands. She look around where it's like living in Beverly Hills, and they ask her how much you gonna charge me to be my house girl. She look around, she telling you, she's gonna triple that money. Oh, it's gotta be like 14,000 a month. And that's a good bargain. Damn, but you got money, so you can't. You look her in the eye, you're like, shit, I'm gonna show her. I'm gonna show her. Yeah, 14,000, no problem. And then shoot, 7 months down the line, you can't pay her, or you see like it's too much money. So we paying our house girl. How much was we paying our house girl? 4,000 shillings. Come on, don't listen to that stuff on TV, man. That's not reality. Talking about they got a budget for the house girl. That's not reality. You make your own budget based on the person you got. Do you say, yeah, that was a good question. Okay, are you saying you can live on 1,000 US dollars a year in some areas in Kenya? I'm saying I live on substantially less than $1,000 a month. Me. My rent is 6,000, and that's one of my biggest bills. So you see, you guys want to support the old man, like going his last days. You get this information, and I'm going to show you how you can do it. You see. Also, I'm going to get a new phone in about a few hours, maybe, and then you guys, support the guy. So I'm saving. You know how much money I'm saving you right now with this information? Some of you people that are out there, because you really thought you was going to come with 400, and you're going to mess that money. And while everybody's talking about all the things going on in the U.S. and the year return and all that, after all that shit is done, it's the day-to-day living that you got to deal with. They're going to tell you, they're going to steal the port of Mombasa, the Chinese is taking over. That shit don't affect you in your house. You see what I'm saying? What affects you in your house is your bills and your assets and your credits and your debits. And they got to balance out. Otherwise, you're in the house worrying. Let me call Uncle George and ask him to send me $100. Yeah, that's temporary Band-Aid effect because you overextended yourself. So that's why I'm saying drop that. $1 is 101 shillings. Yeah. So send Grandmaster Rob $10. Some of you new people out there, you're saying for the channel, you have been coming to the channel for the first time. We don't do Patreon here. We don't do all of those things because I'm new. I'm on the ground level, and I'm telling you that monetizing your channel and getting used to that, I wouldn't be able to talk about certain things because I wouldn't want to be demonetized. And I'll be here with other content providers, and my son got his channel demonetized. So I'm like, damn, what did he do? He had some Hoochie Mama video, one of them. He do like thousands of videos, and he got one Hoochie Mama video that demonetized his whole channel for 2 months. So he had to go delete them off and wait 30 days before they would review him and say, okay, we're going to let you get money back. And then so every time he give a show, he got no more Hoochie Mama, no more excitement, things like that, because you got to be careful. Because if they demonetize him a second time or somebody, that's it. Start thinking about this, he'd be like, hey, I might have an idea there. Let me just go ahead and get the app and do World Time Minute and then send him $5, $10. And if you love me, $30, and I can get that phone. You keep saying shillings. We don't know what shillings are. Okay, you know what a dollar is. A dollar is American dollar. $1 bill. Everything bases off the $1 bill. The US dollar used to be the currency of choice all around the world. Like if I want to go buy something from in another country, I can't use my Kenyan shillings. I have to transfer my money into dollars and then go to their currency, then transfer it into their currency and buy it like that. So the US dollar becomes the middleman, and the United States gets that little extra money every time you do a transaction. It's a big scam. It's a big game. Trillions of dollars pass by. But so when I say shilling, you should just think of like the Kenyan dollar. Okay, so when you say $1, when you transfer that money into Kenyan money, it becomes 101 Kenyan dollars. Shillings being dollars. So shillings in Kenya is based off the British pound. They have shillings so that's why they say shillings here. So I'm saying to you, one of the things that you have to do is educate yourself on these ideas of what the money is, so that you can get a realization. But I know even no matter how hard some of you try, you really don't have the expertise to really understand that until they start pouring that money in your hand. And you came with $3,000, and all of a sudden somebody put 300,000 Kenyan shillings in your hand, and then you were like, wow. But if you take it to certain areas, they're going. It's just as much as worth. It's just as much as the U.S. dollar. But if you go to other lower areas where more lower income areas, that money has value. It becomes more powerful, and it will last you longer. So all I'm saying to you is that when you come to Kenya, many of you are going to experience the beautiful life of Kenya, and they're going to bring cocktails to your table on the beach and give you massages, and a lot of people want to talk to you because you got money in your pocket. But that's not the reality of living life. Nobody sits on the beach for 15 years. At some point, you're going to want to settle down. Molden, what's up, man? Happy to see you. You're just coming a little late now. Dark Spirit, if you rent a house like GM at $60 a month, 1,000 is more than a year's rent. Yes. But you see, Dark Spirit, now, my wife is like, I mean, we need to move to the 2-bedroom. I mean, we need to move up. And it's true. We do know our kids are growing now. I'm going to have to move up, but I'm holding off, because every month that savings for me. But soon you'll be hearing me say I pay I pay $120 a month. And that'll be me just being, the loving husband and the father doing his job that I am. And I'm still happy I have my health. And you see, like Mr. Private being and guys my age, you think like life is over for you. And you got women in the United States, and your ex. Everybody got ex. I was talking with somebody, I didn't know they had an ex. They got an ex. It's no fun living in a life if you don't have an ex. Who are we gonna talk about when you have to make excuses of where you are? My ex took everything. My ex took me to child support. My ex, my kid's mom did me like this, But you can start all over fresh. I started over at 50 on the fifth run. If you don't count the first marriage, fifth run. This is where I have full-blown relationships. You living, got house furniture and everything. That one feel. Go get another one, grow it up, then that one feel. You see? Now, I'm not a bad guy. I know some of you are looking at me, oh, that guy must have a small penis or something no, man, I'm an athlete. That's the one area I'm good at. And that's probably why they was staying with me, some of them anyway. But I'm just saying, people change. I was for family. So when a woman get there and she thinks she's for family, then she look up and see like 5 years of this. Oh no. And for whatever other reasons they have, because you can never really know the real reason what's in somebody's mind or a woman's mind or why she don't want to be with you no more. They can tell you can make sense to you, but it ain't the real reason at the end of the day. So how much US dollars does it take to live where you are per month? Mr. Private Bank. I'm telling you, I live in a duplex. 1 bedroom. All right, in Kenya, we use the living room as a bedroom. So sometimes you see me do a video and there's a bed in the living room. That's just a normal thing in the area where I stay. Now, if you want to be like the Dr. Huxtable on the Bill Cosby show and everybody got their own room and shit like that, that's on TV. But let me tell you, an extra toilet costs you like $7,000 more. So somebody that you don't have to wait in your line in your house to pee. So you got an extra master bedroom and then you got a toilet. That's nonsense. For me, there was a time I had my master bedroom and had my own toilet. It was nice, but then the money ran out, and I had to leave all of that. So I'm saying that when you come to Kenya, start off poor. What do you think these immigrants that come here do? They come live with each other people. They live on the floor of their friend's house until they get a job, and then they get a little money, then they get a 1-bedroom apartment, all their family in there, and they move up a little bit further, and they move up based on their ability to find employment. Now in America, that's what was going on, but now I'm telling you, when you come to modern Africa, it's the same. And I'm telling you, I'm gonna do a show on this about the black women disappearing. The birth rate is at its lowest level. American birth rate is lowest level in 4 years. They just recently found that it just dropped down to somewhere. That's money gone. That's money. That's like no more Christmas shoppers reduction. That's what it all pans out. But they knew this. That's why they was telling you the next generation gonna be poorer than the previous. They suspected this. Now you take America's birth rate, which is reducing, and black people's is right there along with them. The first reducing even more. Black women was the number one least amount of people that have children in all of the study that they was doing over that 1 year study. Black women had the least amount of children compared to even white women. So what you're saying, we already a minority. We already oppressed economically, and then on top of that, you ain't having no babies. I can understand it. You ain't having no babies because times is hard. Hard times make you not have babies, and not having babies reduces the GDP. 2-bedroom house. My wife has scoped out a 2-bedroom house for 12,000 shillings. And if I go home now, she'll tell me, let's go look at it now. So I'm trying to avoid going home. So I want to try to wait till the beginning of next year. Money starts rolling in. You know, it's the holiday season coming up now. So people on holiday, nobody's really making money. But here we go with another 1 hour video. And I want to wrap this up. So the topic of this one was about how to live in a low income lifestyle. And I'm saying that everything depends on where you stay, the area that you choose to live in. And I'm trying to tell you that no area is that much unsafer than the next area. Contrary to popular belief, I have lived in most of them. That's just lies. I've lived in South Central Los Angeles. That's just lies. Ain't nobody gonna group gonna come knocking on my windows at night. Hey, this the Crips, let us in. Nothing like that's just all on television. It's keeping us scared, keeping us in the house. Bringing down the property values in the South Central area, claiming there's gangs and stuff like that. In fact, I remember a time I was watching on the news. They're talking about gang members running the streets, and I went out to the window and looked, and I'm like, this is like 1 o'clock in the morning. Ain't nobody outside. How the hell they gonna come up with that story? But they make the time difference and the day look like it's the same day, but it's like the day before that day. That they did the shit that they did the program. So the news is just a bunch of full of lies. And I'd rather live in the area. See, where I'm at, in the area I'm at, I'm considered well off. People see like, okay, Amon is not like struggling, and people kind of look up to me. But if I was living in a rich area of town, I'd be struggling. People be like, boy, Amon, let me throw him some cash because he's trying to rush it. Hey, Amon, how you doing? Oh, how you doing? I gotta go, because I gotta hunt for rent money. I got hunt for money because I can't take my kids to any kind of school, and I'm in the rich area. They got to go to where their friends go. I'm gonna let my kids play with the neighbors, and the neighbors, what school you go to? I go to low budget primary school. What's a low budget primary school? What school you go to? I go to Aga Khan, Ashwa Academy. Oh, Ashwa Academy, that's 125,000 shillings per term. So I automatically trapped myself by moving to an upper area. I made it more money because my kids got to live that lifestyle too. So that's what I'm trying to explain to you. That when you come into modern Africa, get yourself ready, get rugged, get ready to rough it. Rough it first before you start talking about going into the all expensive areas. I go to visit them areas, but I don't live there, Hey, they be like, the Uber driver like, where to, sir? I'm like, shit, take me to Bamburi. He's like, what? Yeah, take me to Bamburi. Whoa, you see, he can do like that, but I ain't paying no high amounts of money. At the end of the day, I can go play with him at the nice clubs and everything, but I don't like, hey, when it comes time to go home, shoot, reality sink in. So that's my lifestyle, I used to live in the rich area for like many years. I lived in a house on the beach, imagine, for like 6-8 months. It was wonderful. You know what I mean? I could tell you stories, but it was beautiful. I could just wake up in the morning, jump out the bed, jump out the gate, and walk and run down. And I'm at Pirates Beach, the number one beach in Africa, rated the number one beach in Africa, and I was living on that beach. My story, if I could just tell it. But shit, you can't afford that stuff forever, and then that's a sad case. And I wasn't conducive to raise a family there, so it was like just an experience, a short-lived one. So that's what I want to talk about today. Uh, if you don't forget to like and subscribe on the video, and I'll be doing another one soon, hopefully with a new phone. If you guys rally up for me, and somebody send me a few coins so we can do that. I told you we do action, and when you get the new phone, you're gonna see me doing videos outside, do interviews with people on the phone. I can't do this with my phone. I can't be like do this. But my phone is 8 years old. The battery only lasts for 20 minutes. You know what I mean? It's my baby, but I had to come to reality that the time for that phone is done. And I'm the kind of person I'm electronics man. I mean, I deal with computers, so I can make a phone last. But damn, I was with the Fundi when he was fixing my phone today, and he was telling me, I mean, you done spent about 120,000 on a phone that costs 12,000. And it's a sad case. I told him, look, man, I don't know who I owe more. I don't know who I fear the most, my landlord or you, because every month I'm having to bring in my phone and get repairs on it. So I was like, there's no sense keep on repairing. I gotta get a new phone. Rich, Life 421. What's up, man? You coming in at the end of the show. Please go and check out the beginning of the show. It was a really good show. It got some information in there about when you come to Africa, how you gonna live. Try not to get enticed in living in the same way based on the amount of money you come with initially. Budget yourself and live below your standards. That your money can upgrade you, because that exchange rate money is like vacation money, but it's not really meant for you to have a whole live of life on it. And if you don't know what you're doing, get with people that can help you. So don't just get with any kind of Kenyan and say that person got the knowledge. They're gonna lie to you. They're gonna misinform you. Some of those people they're gonna tell you what you think you want to hear, and then you're gonna find yourself in trouble. So you come to me, and I'm gonna give you the reality. What do you think? How brothers come to me. What do you think of my new wife? And I'm like, look at this Kenyan lady, and I'm like, some of them they recognize me, and they be like, you got 2 kids. Man, how you gonna be this guy? What? He's just playing the role. And the poor guy, what do? You just leave him to be like, because you see, coming from America, he ain't never had nothing like that before. And then there he is, standing in front of you, holding hands with this chick. And she's beautiful, and she's holding him, loving him the way he's never been loved before, because she figured it out that the guy needs some, a good woman by his side, and she's ready to play that role. But what do you do? Huh? I got guys that come in and they already got ladies here. It's okay, nobody knows, but I'm just saying, from somebody with experience, and I've been here so many 21 years now. Trust me, you don't want to get yourself tied up into hanging around women, because that's an expense that's worse than a hotel bill. Mr. Private Ben, you're gonna find them. And in fact, you see, you're my buddy. So when you come here, I'm gonna line up like 10 of them, and we're gonna go through them, and we're gonna sit down and interview them together until you're satisfied. Now you pick one, and like some of them might, some hoochie mamas might slip in there, and then you'll be like, I want that one, and I'll be like, put your hand down. That's not a good one. We've been doing like that. But definitely, at any age, if you're a good man and you know how to respect women, I was black conscious in America, so I knew how I was going to respect women back then. And when I transferred it over here to America, to Africa, it was that's the one thing they can say about Amin, is that he treated me well with the money that he had. Till it ran out, then I left his ass. No, it wasn't like that though. I'm trying to ball like Frank Lucas with them. Buckets are drug dealers rich in Kenya. No, I don't deal with them. See, Kenya is also a very big country, so if you don't do that kind of atmosphere, you're not involved in it. You're not gonna see it. Because people come here, I'm talking to Kenyans and they're telling me, I mean, there's so many drug dealers. I'm like, damn. But when I interview them and pull them down, they're like, okay, they're not that like that, you know. But you ain't gonna see nobody run around with chains on their neck. That's impossible unless they're a musician. And driving around with low rider cars, that don't never happen. They don't even have those kind of cars here in Kenya because Kenyans, Africans are very conservative. They can't see like spending a lot of money on a car and driving on the street. And women are conservative too. They like, why that guy waste all that money on that car? I won't date him. And so they park that shit, you know. The guys they have like a BMW. Then the brother drives around with BMW, can't get no women, so he trades the BMW for a Pro Box. Now, a Pro Box is like a business vehicle, that utility vehicle that you can do business with, put things in. And so when the women see the Pro Box, they say that guy got a business. That's the guy I want. They go after the guy with the Pro Box car as opposed to the BMW because they can see that guy working hard to make money. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, brother, I'm trying to tell you, you're wasting time while you're still there. You're supposed to be here now. You gonna hold me to it? You get your ass off that couch and get on over here. Sure, why are you wasting time? Every day you're getting older and you're missing out on a good woman. And what I'm telling you, so I'm in town today. I went with my wife, and she went to do her business, and then she met me at the fundi place where I was making my fundi. So she walked in and she hadn't seen the fundi guy in a long time because I see him every month, but she ain't seen him in like over a year or two. And so she said, "Hey, David, how are you?" And David looked up and saw her and like, "Oh." And then she sat down next to me and we were talking, and they looking at me and us. You know, they looking at us like a couple, and they say like, "I'm, you know, you guys make a good couple." Yeah, shoot. And that is the wonderful thing. You know what I mean? I can be there with my woman, and she's there. And then after she went to town, she's like, "I know you're gonna give me 1,000 shillings." And I'm like, in my mind, I was like, I ain't giving this woman not a dime. But then, you know, you look at what the value of the woman today, and I'm like, yes, dear, shoot, this take my last if you need, because hey, it's worth keeping her. So I'm old, you guys, but you're gonna get there too. You know, when you get a good woman, just shut up and remember her value. So I don't talk loud. When she like want to argue, I don't argue. When she thought, you did that, she did, and I'm like, shit. When you finish arguing with yourself, let me know. I'll jump in the conversation. But we're not gonna argue in here and over things. You know, I haven't did that in a long time. Blessed is the we got the poor connection. You see the poor connection. You see, I'm gonna get a new phone. Hopefully, can render that. But yeah, you have to get your income secure. And if guys would support this channel in numbers, then I could even make this like a source of income for me. But you never know. You know, sometimes you do a show, and guys love the show, but they don't support the show at the particular time. But thanks to people like Doreen Tate and Morelli Morgan, I'm waiting for him. He's not sending his support for this month, but definitely him. You guys get out there and support this channel, and hey, we can take it to a whole nother level. We still got to worry about our camp and all those things that are decided on that, and we'll be doing it. If you're on disability, then so what? You got a bank account there. You can get bring your debit card to Africa, stick it into the ATM here in Africa, and pull out your money in Kenya shillings, and it's worth 3 times the amount of money that you had when you was in the U.S. Huh? Disability. How many? I've seen people with disabilities. Some people come here with one leg. The guy I told you that came here from Ghana, the guy was obese, overweight. He came into Kenya. I left him in a hotel room with some chick, and the next day I found her doing his body massage. Yeah. You find women that's gonna take care of you, man. That's what you need. Nothing like that. Why live the life without that? And then you be mad at yourself when you take like extra 5 years to come and do it. I remember it was a woman who first spoke to the snake. That's all around the world too, man. The women is like that, you know what I mean? But it's us, we the foolish ones. I'm telling you, you stop thinking with this one, you start thinking with the one down there, and when he take over, there's nothing I can say to him. You know, there's a guy come here with and had a. I'm like, we were supposed to meet. He didn't show. He said, "I'm gonna meet me at another place." I go there. He was not there. I'm sorry. Meet me over here. When I finally get a hold of the guy, he with this chick, and I'm pissed off. And I'm like, man, what the hell? Why you making me run all around town? Then I looked at the lady, and I'm like, oh my god, that chick was fine as hell. And I looked back at the guy, and he was like, because even she just was damn. You know, I just kept quiet because damn. You know what I mean? Some of these things, you know, if it was me, I would have been doing the same thing with a chick like that. I don't know how he found her, how they got connected, but she had, and she had me too if she wanted. But you know, such as the things that go on in Africa now today. If that same chick was there, I can look at her like, now you know, you got to give my poor friend a break. You know, come on, take the hooks out, take the hooks out. You know, let him up for air. He ain't got that much money. You know, she'd be like, okay, I'm in. You know, and that is one side of it. But even if you come in with your a Black American woman and you solid, you okay. But if you ain't solid, you're gonna have trouble. This is the same way you would have in the U.S. Only it's gonna be multiplied times 10. And you be thinking that you getting away from her, and she found her a nice African man that she better fits her, and you guys have to sit down together and say, let's take a break from each other. But that is the things that we don't really want to talk about. And everything is the foundation of everything is on the money, the monthly secured income. And the spending of that money definitely is affected by where you live when you decide where you want to live when you come here. And I'm telling you that if you want to have a low budget life, then you have to live in a low budget area and realize that you're saving that money and putting it to use, hopefully, on increasing that amount of money. That's what you do. Like with my money that I save, you put it back into business and then it increases like that. So this is I'm Rock coming to you live from Mombasa, where I've been 21 years giving you the 411 on what's really happening on the ground. Until the next time that we meet, stay true and to yourself. Get your passport, get your African plan together, and I'll see you when you get here. Peace.